Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a really fundamental question for navigating our rapidly evolving world,
Okay.
especially, with AI everywhere.
Yeah,
How do we actually manage our lives effectively, not just our careers?
exactly.
So we're diving deep into University 365 Life Management, or ULM, and the powerful engine that drives it, the EVA cycle.
That's right. Think of this as, well, your shortcut to understanding a system designed to help you thrive. Especially now when just knowing stuff isn't really enough anymore.
Right.
This isn't just about productivity hacks, it's about building a resilient, fulfilling life across the board.
Okay.
And this deep dive, it's really for you, our listener, to grasp the core of ULM and EVA, and importantly, how they can become your personal operating system for success.
And we're getting our insights straight from the source, University 365's own materials. They detail these, well, really forward-thinking approaches to personal and professional growth.
Yeah, the source material is quite clear. Our goal today basically is to go beyond just defining ULM and EVA. We want to understand the why behind them, their significance in today's world, and crucially, how you can take these principles and, immediately start applying them
To get real results.
to achieve tangible, lasting success in all areas of your life.
Okay, let's unpack this then. ULM, University 365 Life Management. It sounds, well, comprehensive. What is it exactly at its core?
At its core, ULM is a transformative framework. University 365 developed it to empower individuals basically to gain mastery over what they've identified as 6 critical dimensions of life.
6 dimensions.
Yeah. So instead of looking at your career or, say, your health in isolation, ULM gives you this holistic lens for personal development.
And what are these 6 key dimensions? That sounds like quite a scope.
It is designed to be comprehensive, yeah. The first is body and health. That looks at everything from the essentials like nutrition and sleep.
The basics.
Right, the basics. But also fitness regimes and both preventative and curative healthcare. So the whole spectrum.
Okay, what's next?
Second is spirit and mind. This covers the pursuit of knowledge, continuous learning, but also practices like meditation, stress management, and even your spiritual well-being, however you define that.
Interesting.
Then we have character and emotions. This one digs into self-awareness, managing your emotions effectively, building resilience and confidence.
Important stuff.
Definitely. And also cultivating qualities like courage, integrity, compassion, and empathy.
Wow, that's a lot already. What are the remaining dimensions?
There are 3 more. Fourth is social and love relationships. This recognizes how important our connections are: family, friends, even pets.
Pets too, okay.
Yeah. Plus, romance, professional networks, the communities we're part of, and even how we interact on social media.
Right. Fifth.
Fifth is career and finance. This is probably what many people think of first, but it includes how we present ourselves, personal branding.
Your ID, yeah.
Exactly. Your ID, ongoing education, certificates, managing finances, building wealth, investments, your actual job or professional activities, entrepreneurship,
Yes.
even handling specific challenges or cases, as they call them.
Okay, very thorough. And the last one?
And finally, number 6 is quality of life. This looks at our environment, our homes, our spaces.
Where we live.
Right. And the tools we use: appliances, devices, also vehicles, our passions and hobbies, travel, holidays, and significant life events. It's about the overall texture of your life.
It really does seem to touch on just about everything that makes up a well-rounded life. So, where did this idea come from? What sparked ULM?
Well, the source material points to the Life book by John and Missy Butcher. You might know them from Mind Valley as a key inspiration.
Okay.
But, and this is important, University 365 has really built on that foundation. They've integrated insights from AI, the latest in neuroscience, and a whole range of proven self-management strategies.
So it's not just about, thinking positively or setting vague goals.
Not at all. ULM is designed to be much more than just a concept. It's presented as a structured, repeatable system, and it's AI enhanced.
Repeatable and AI enhanced.
Yeah, the aim is to give you a clear, actionable path to turn your aspirations, your desires, into actual results in each of those 6 areas.
And you mentioned it connects with other things at University 365. It's not standalone.
Exactly. That's a key point. It's deeply integrated with other systems they've developed. They mention LIPS.
LIPS.
Yeah, ELPS, which they describe as your personal digital second brain for organizing information. and CARE, which is a cycle engine for managing information flow and action planning.
Okay, so it all works together.
It suggests a really holistic, well-integrated approach to managing yourself and growing.
Okay, so ULM is the big picture, the what of managing life across these dimensions. Now let's get into the how. That's where this EVA cycle engine comes in, right?
Precisely. EVA is the engine. It's the dynamic core that powers the whole ULM framework. It's an acronym. Explore, Visualize, Act.
Explore, visualize, act.
These are the fundamental stages. They drive personal development and goal achievement across all 6 of those life dimensions we talked about.
Let's break those down, starting with explore.
Yeah.
What does that actually involve for someone listening?
The explore phase. Well, it's about expanding your awareness, seeing what's even possible for your goals within a specific ULM domain.
So broadening horizons.
Exactly. It's about asking yourself, really asking, what do I truly want here? What could be possible if I aimed high? And U365, the source material says, provides curated resources here.
Like articles, videos.
Yeah, articles, videos, expert insights, things to spark your imagination, educate you on possibilities maybe you hadn't even considered.
So it's about opening your mind first before locking onto a specific goal.
That's it. Think of it as your personal research phase. You're digging into what really resonates with you, your values, your aspirations in that area.
And the result isn't a fixed plan.
No, the outcome is more like a catalog of possibilities. You look through it, you select what aligns with you right now, and importantly, this isn't set in stone. It can change as you learn and grow.
That sounds empowering, actually, not being locked in. So after exploring, what's next?
The next phase is visualize. This is where you use mental techniques to vividly experience the successful achievement of the goals you picked out in the explore phase.
Like meditation.
Exactly. The source material mentions meditation, using things like binaural audio tracks. U365 apparently offers tracks for different needs, like brain warming up, focus, quick pause, relax.
Specific tools.
Yes. And also guided mental imagery, really immersing yourself in the feeling, the sights, the sounds of having already achieved what you want.
So it's more than just thinking about the goal. It's creating this clear, emotional picture of success.
Precisely. The idea is by mentally rehearsing success, you don't just boost motivation, you actually tap into neuroplasticity.
Wiring your brain.
You're essentially pre-wiring your brain to recognize and move towards that outcome. Feeling those positive emotions beforehand makes you way more likely to stick with it when things get tough.
That makes a lot of sense. Building that mental muscle. Okay, and the final phase, act. Seems pretty straightforward.
Well, yes and no. It's where the rubber meets the road, absolutely. Act is where you translate those visualized goals into concrete, actionable steps.
Breaking it down.
Breaking it down into smaller, manageable tasks, and then planning these steps using a calendar or maybe that LIPS system they mentioned to keep it all organized.
And the key is consistency.
The emphasis is definitely on taking consistent, aligned action, day after day, habit by habit. It's about focused effort, but structured and intentional, guided by the clarity you got from exploring and visualizing.
And the materials stress that this EVA cycle isn't just a one-off thing, it's repeatable.
That's critical. For each of the 6 life domains, you continuously cycle through explore, visualize, act over and over.
Too often.
Well, the frequency can be tailored. It depends on the domain, your needs. U365 apparently offers coaching and resources to help figure out the best rhythm for each area. It's not set it and forget it, it's an ongoing journey.
Of growth and refinement.
Exactly. Learning, refining, adapting.
So we've got ULM as the framework, EVA is the engine. Why is this combo so important, particularly right now?
That's a vital question. The source material points to a pretty big gap in traditional education. We spend years learning academic stuff.
Calculus, history.
Right, but we often get little to no real instruction in what you could call essential life knowledge.
And they gave some really specific examples of these missing skills, didn't they? Skills we all kind of need.
They really did, and they're fundamental things that hugely impact our well-being and success, but we often just stumble through learning them, like effective time and energy management.
Not just time, energy too. Good point.
Yeah, or how to cultivate genuinely supportive friendships, managing personal finances wisely, finding that balance between career and health, mental and physical.
That's a big one.
Huge. Recognizing and dealing with burnout, breaking bad habits, building a personal brand that actually reflects you, nurturing love and relationships, conscious parenting, even just designing a daily life that feels fulfilling.
These are all areas where, yeah, lots of people struggle no matter how much schooling they've had.
Precisely. And in today's world, constant tech changes, information overload, the rise of AI neglecting these life management skills, it can really hold you back, or worse.
So ULM and EVA are like the missing pieces.
The source material basically argues they represent the missing curriculum of modern education. They provide that foundation for navigating life effectively, especially in this new tech landscape.
Okay, so it sounds like ULM offers some real advantages compared to, say, standard life coaching. What makes it different?
They highlight several key things. First, it's scientific grounding. It's not just based on opinions or anecdotes.
It's rooted in research.
Yeah, in psychology, neuroscience, productivity science. The EVA cycle itself is designed to align with how our brains actually work, how we make decisions, set goals, form habits.
And the technology integration seems really central, too.
Absolutely. That's a big part of its value. ULM isn't just theory. It's built to work seamlessly with University 365's tech ecosystem.
Like LibPS and Care you mentioned.
Right. OLPS, the digital second brain, integrates directly with Microsoft 365 tools, OneDrive, SharePoint, OneNote, Teams, To-Do, Outlook, so it's practical for daily use.
Things people already use.
Exactly. Then there's the CARE framework for managing information and actions, and UCopilot, their AI mentor, providing personalized support. It all works together with ULM.
What about who it's for? Is it just for students or?
No, the material stresses it's holistic and adaptable. It's designed for individuals of all ages, diverse backgrounds. It integrates personal, academic, professional life.
So pretty universal.
It seems intended as a universal framework for life mastery, yeah. Not just for one type of person or career.
And it's not a quick fix. It's long term.
Definitely. It's positioned as a lifelong learning companion, a continuous process of growth that evolves with you as your goals change, using that EVA cycle consistently.
So the ultimate goal isn't just ticking boxes or being more productive in the narrow sense.
That's exactly right. The aim is transformational change, becoming more balanced across all those life areas, more focused, more fulfilled, and ultimately more impactful, not just more efficient at work, for example.
It seems like ULM could play a big role both in education and for people already in their careers. Can you elaborate on that connection?
Certainly. Within higher education, ULM is presented as a way to bridge that gap we talked about, preparing people for the real world beyond just the job market.
Life skills alongside academic skills.
Exactly. Teaching life mastery, helping students build a life structure that actually supports their learning instead of undermining it, turning that often chaotic student phase into a more purpose-driven journey.
And for professionals already out there.
For professionals, it's framed as the ultimate life upgrade. It's easy, right? In demanding careers, you let ambition overshadow health, relationships.
Yeah, happens all the time.
So ULM provides that structure to make sure career growth doesn't mean sacrificing everything else. It's about achieving a more balanced, sustainable, and ultimately more rewarding kind of success.
This all sounds incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
So how does someone actually start using ULM and EVA through University 365?
Well, the source material indicates that every learner at University 365, whether they're doing a full degree or just lifelong learning stuff, is encouraged to adopt and apply ULM and EVA.
It's part of the package, essentially.
Yeah, it seems that way. And there are specific practical steps they recommend.
Okay, not quite.
First step is to actually build out your ULM plan, consciously thinking about all 6 life areas. Then actively use the EVA cycle regularly, they suggest monthly, to set and review goals in each area.
Using their tools.
Yeah, they mention UCopilot, the AI mentor, for support. Organizing goals in the LibPS system is recommended for clarity. And tracking progress with the CARE method, collect, action plan, review, execute.
Okay.
It provides a clear structure for actually doing the work.
They also mentioned something called 5 Minutes to Success, 5M2S. How does that fit?
Ah, yes, 5M2S. These are concise publications on their Inside U365 blog. They cover a really diverse range of things: book summaries, micro-learning lectures, news, reports, tools.
Bite-sized learning.
Exactly. The recommendation is to integrate these into your routine, maybe 30 minutes a week. And these 5M2S resources include options for D2L Deep Dive podcasts like this one.
Let us.
Yeah. And T2L, which are tutorials to learn specific skills.
So different ways to engage.
Right. And they make the point that by dedicating maybe 2 hours daily within this whole integrated system, people can realistically achieve certifications, diplomas, even university degrees.
It really does sound like a very comprehensive and thoughtfully integrated system. aimed at holistic success.
It truly does seem that way. It provides the big strategic picture with ULM, but also the practical tools and daily actions with EVA, LIPS, CARE, and 5M2S.
So as we start to wrap this up, what's the absolute core takeaway for our listeners today?
I think the core message is this. In this AI era, real success isn't just about knowing more or climbing the career ladder faster. It's fundamentally about living better, more intentionally.
A well-rounded life.
Exactly. And ULM and EVA offer this structured, science-backed, AI-enhanced framework to actually achieve that holistic success across all the parts of your life that matter.
And for anyone listening who's thinking, okay, this resonates, I want to look into this more.
Well, the source material subtly encourages listeners, doesn't matter your age, job, where you are, to check out University 365, see it as a potential path to implementing ULM and EVA yourself.
And they mentioned a free membership.
They did, yeah, a free membership option, which sounds like a pretty good, no-risk way to start exploring if you're curious.
So becoming a member unlocks the full system, basically. Access to the tools and support.
That's the clear implication. Membership gives you the full ULM plus EVA experience, plus those other resources like UCoPilot, the AI Mentor, and the IIPS system, all designed, they say, to help you succeed in this AI-driven world.
Okay, so maybe the final thought for everyone listening today is this. Just take a moment. Consider how actively mastering all aspects of your life with a framework like ULM, maybe supported by AI, how that could unlock totally new opportunities for personal growth, professional fulfillment, just overall well-being in this landscape that's changing so fast.
It's not just about keeping up with AI, right?
Right. It's about using these kinds of tools and frameworks with AI to help you live your absolute best life.